Hi, welcome. We are 100 Yards of Football. I am the producer, Jeremiah Long, and today with our host, Logan Landers, who is our sports insider extraordinaire. How are you doing today, Logan?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, Jeremiah. How about yourself?
I'm doing really good, man. I'm really interested in what's going on with all the post draft news because we've talked a lot about a few different players recently, but one that's really been on the top of our minds lately, and our other host, Vincent Turner, is Jacob Eason. So he was drafted from the Washington Huskies to the Colts. He's a quarterback,
Right.
which there's always going to be some controversy there because you got to be the best of the best to come out of draft as a quarterback.
Oh, for sure.
And that's something that I was going to ask you about before we get started. He is a quarterback and he's drafted to the Colts, which
Right.
obviously to be the Colts quarterback, you have to stand in some long shadows. So,
Right.
do you think he'll be the starting quarterback, and what are his prospects? Where does he come? What situation is he coming into?
Man, he comes into a kind of a weird, awkward situation. Last year, Andrew Luck retired before the season started, as you know, so the Colts already had a little bit of a quarterback dilemma. So they got Jacoby Brissett, who was with the Patriots for a little bit. He had a pretty decent season, threw for a little bit under 3,000 yards. But a lot of the Colts fans and a lot of just the on television experts and all, they've been kind of up in the air about the situation. They don't know if Brissett's going to start or if he's going to back up for Eason or if they're just going to, potentially battle it out during the preseason and
Yeah,
just kind of take shifts. They're not real sure yet. It's just kind of you know,
yeah,
you never really know.
it's going to be interesting to see. Well, Logan, if you don't mind, could you give us a real in-depth, knowledgeable 100 yards of football style breakdown of Jacob Eason?
Oh, for sure, man. It's my favorite thing to do. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going.
Yeah, man. So Jacob Eason, of course, as you said, came out of the University of Washington, played with the Huskies, of course. Uh, you know, he comes in a really big guy. He comes in about 6 foot. What is it? He's a 6'6". He's a tall, lanky guy. About 230 something, 31 pounds there. He's got probably the best arm in the draft. I would think so. I know him and Joe Burrow and a few others were vying for that spot, but all in all, I think Eason's just got an absolute cannon for an arm. So I know a lot of the Colts receivers are going to be loving that whenever he throws it deep. Um, he's got a good pocket presence also. He stays cool under pressure, even though he's got those big guys coming at him trying to get him down and take him down about 10 yards or so. He stays cool for the most part. He's good at avoiding potentially defenders and getting sacked. Of course, being 6'6", he's not going to have the best mobility in the world, but for his size, he's pretty good. I say play action rhythm. And when I say that, I mean that whenever he gets a little bit of time, like if he goes off a play action, he'll have a little bit more time. He tricks the defense into thinking the running back's getting the ball. So he'll have a little bit more time to, load up that cannon of an arm and scout his receivers, see which one's open, or just see which one he can try and hit. Yeah. Also, he's got really good accuracy. Also, like I said, as long as he can run that play action for the most part, he'll get the ball where you need it to go. I think Eason is also really good at anticipating his throws, and what I mean by that is, he's good at reading defenses. He can also kind of tell where his receivers are going to be going, and he can kind of, lead the ball there. So, say he's throwing at 50 yards, and he sees his receiver streaking. He can just chuck it up there, and it'll pretty much get to where he's at as long as he's got, a pretty clean pocket, or he's running a little bit and he can get it there. Also, he can extend plays. Like I said, he's 6'6", so he's a pretty big guy for a quarterback, especially in this draft where there's a lot of the quarterbacks were a little bit smaller, some people would say. But yeah, being the 6'6", 230 guy, he's got pretty good legs. He's really athletic, and he's not going to have the best speed in the world, obviously, but he can for sure, run out of bounds, get a first down real quick. But I wouldn't expect him to break off a 60-yard run like some quarterbacks in the draft could do. And finally, I just got his throwing mechanics. They're really clean. Anytime you watch highlights on a quarterback, you like to see how their form is and just how they can read a defense and all like that. And I really loved watching Eason play last year with the Huskies in 2019. He's just got a really good throw mechanics. He's got a really good form, And, it's just real complete, I would say.
That's what's up, man. I really love that. So tell me this: do you think that if he gets a chance, that he could be the starting quarterback?
For sure. I think so. Just based off his arm solely alone. Like I said, he's got probably the best arm in this draft. And he'll fit right in with some of the NFL, top tier quarterbacks in terms of arm strength right now.
It's awesome. Well, tell me this, Jacob Eason, what's your final word and final outlook for him?
Man, he's a gunslinger. Like I said, he's going to be a thrown quarterback for sure. I expect whenever the season starts for him to absolutely, hopefully light up some scoreboards in Indianapolis for all the Colts fans out there, and just chuck it left, right, and down the middle. And I think he's going to be a really solid quarterback for sure. He might have been a sleeper pick. He was picked, I think, the 5th quarterback taken in this draft. He's been the 4th round. So I mean, a lot of people, earlier in the year, before when all the draft projections started, they had him going like top 2 or top 3 possibly. Mm-hmm. He slipped a little bit, but I mean, hey, he still got drafted nonetheless. Round 4 still solid. He's going to he's going to a potential playoff winning team with the Colts. They had a pretty good season last year, and hopefully he'll be the key piece to get them over the top and make a good push in the playoffs this next season.
So what's up? You have been watching 100 Yards of Football with our host, Logan Landers, and myself, the producer, Jeremiah Long. We've been recapping our outlook from the draft for Jacob Eason, which came from the Washington Huskies, and he was drafted to the Colts. If you like the show, please subscribe, follow us, hit the notification bell, and make sure to put in the comments exactly what you want to see, or if we got anything wrong, make sure to hit us up and tell us. We always want to know that too. So, Logan, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll definitely see you guys later, right?
See you guys.
Yeah.